Have you ever heard of a sea without a coastline? Or a mountain taller than Everest hidden beneath the ocean? Get ready to have your mind blown by these unbelievable geography facts. 30 most mind-blowing geography facts. 1. Alaska is both the westernmost and easternmost U.S. state. Alaska is not just the westernmost state but also the easternmost. Sounds impossible? Here's why. The Aleutian Islands, an island chain extending from Alaska, cross the 180-degree meridian, the imaginary line that separates the eastern and western hemispheres. Because of this, some of these islands technically lie in the eastern hemisphere, making Alaska not just America's most westerly state but also the one stretching furthest east. No other U.S. state spans two hemispheres like this. 2. The Pacific Ocean is shrinking. The vast Pacific Ocean, the world's largest body of water, is actually getting smaller. Each year, it shrinks by about 2 to 3 centimeters. This slow but steady change is due to plate tectonics. The continents on either side of the ocean are on the move. The Americas are drifting westward, while Asia and Australia are creeping eastward. As a result, the Atlantic Ocean is widening while the Pacific contracts. Over millions of years, this movement could reshape the planet's geography dramatically. 3. Iceland is growing. Iceland is literally being pulled apart, and in the process, it's getting bigger. Every year, the island expands by about 5 centimeters due to the slow movement of the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates. These two massive plates are drifting away from each other along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, a giant underwater mountain range that runs through Iceland. This geological activity not only causes the island to grow but also fuels its incredible volcanic landscape. Iceland is home to over 130 active and extinct volcanoes, and new land is continuously being formed from volcanic eruptions, making it one of the youngest and most geologically active places on Earth. 4. A lake within an island on a lake within an island. Imagine a place where land and water intertwine in a way that feels like a real-life geography puzzle. In the Philippines, there exists an astonishing natural wonder, Vulcan Point, a tiny island inside Main Crater Lake, which itself sits on Volcano Island. But that's not all. Volcano Island is surrounded by the waters of Lake Taal, which is located on Luzon, the largest island in the Philippines. This mind-boggling series of water and land formations makes for one of the most fascinating geographical oddities on Earth. 5. Mauna Kea is taller than Everest. Mount Everest may be the highest mountain above sea level, but when it comes to true height, Mauna Kea in Hawaii takes the crown. This massive dormant volcano rises about 13,800 feet above sea level, but its base actually starts deep beneath the Pacific Ocean. When measured from its underwater base to its peak, Mauna Kea stands at a staggering 33,500 feet, making it the tallest mountain on Earth. That means if you could place Everest next to it, Mauna Kea would still tower over it by thousands of feet. Despite its immense height, most of Mauna Kea remains hidden beneath the ocean, making it one of the least visible yet most impressive geological formations on the planet. 6. Mt. Chimborazo is closer to space than Everest. If you think Mount Everest is the closest place on Earth to space, think again. Due to Earth's slightly flattened shape, wider at the equator and narrower at the poles, Ecuador's Mount Chimborazo actually holds that title. While Everest stands taller above sea level, Chimborazo sits along Earth's equatorial bulge, meaning its summit is the farthest point from the planet's center. This makes it the closest point on Earth to outer space. Standing at 20,548 feet, 6,263 meters, Chimborazo may not break height records in traditional measurements, but in terms of reaching toward the stars, no mountain beats it. If you were to stand at the summit of Chimborazo, you'd be over 1.3 miles, 2.1 kilometers, farther from Earth's core than someone standing atop Everest. This is all due to Earth's centrifugal force, which pushes the equatorial regions outward, making Chimborazo the peak that reaches the highest point relative to space. 7. The Sargasso Sea has no land borders. Unlike any other sea in the world, the Sargasso Sea is not defined by coastlines but by ocean currents. Located in the Atlantic Ocean, this mysterious body of water is surrounded by 4 major currents: the Gulf Stream, the North Atlantic Current, the Canary Current, and the North Equatorial Current. These swirling currents create a unique, self-contained ecosystem teeming with marine life. The Sargasso Sea is also famous for its floating golden-brown sargassum seaweed, which forms vast mats on the water's surface. This seaweed provides shelter for many marine species, including young sea turtles and eels that migrate thousands of miles to spawn. Unlike other seas that are bordered by land, the Sargasso Sea is constantly shifting with ocean currents, making it a fascinating and ever-changing part of our planet's geography. A. Los Angeles is east of Reno, Nevada. It seems completely backward. After all, Reno is in Nevada and Los Angeles is in California, right? But geography can be full of surprises. If you look at a map, you'll find that Los Angeles actually sits about 86 miles east of Reno. The reason for this oddity lies in how the borders of U.S. states are shaped. Nevada extends further west than most people realize, and California's coastline curves sharply to the southeast. This results in the unusual situation where a city in the west is actually further east than one in the Midwest. It's one of those geographical quirks that challenges our perception of direction. 9. Mexico City is sinking. Mexico City is slowly disappearing beneath its own weight. Built on the site of an ancient lake, the city has been sinking at an alarming rate, about 3.2 feet, 1 meter, per year in some areas. This happens because the city's water supply comes from underground aquifers, which are being drained faster than they can naturally refill. As the water is removed, the soft, muddy lakebed beneath the city compacts, causing buildings, roads, and entire neighborhoods to sink. This has led to visible tilting structures, cracked streets, and costly infrastructure repairs. Without sustainable water management, parts of Mexico City could eventually become uninhabitable, making it one of the most extreme examples of human impact on a city's geography. 10. Russia has 11 time zones. Russia is so vast that it spans a whopping 11 time zones, from Kaliningrad in the west to Kamchatka in the east. This means that when it's morning in Moscow, it's already evening in Vladivostok. Meanwhile, France technically has 12 time zones due to its many overseas territories scattered across the globe. This makes Russia and France two of the most time-spanning nations on Earth, each operating on a schedule that stretches across continents and oceans. 11. The Trans-Siberian Railway crosses 3,901 bridges. Running from Moscow to Vladivostok, this legendary railway crosses almost 4,000 bridges and takes a full week to travel nonstop. 12. The largest rock on Earth is in Australia. Mount Augustus in Western Australia is the biggest single rock in the world, nearly twice the size of Uluru. 13. Sudan has more pyramids than Egypt. Egypt is famous for its pyramids, but Sudan has nearly twice as many, between 200 and 255 pyramid structures. 14. The Sahara Desert can get snow. Although it's one of the hottest places on Earth, the Sahara has seen snowfall multiple times in the past 40 years. 15. Africa spans all 4 hemispheres. It is the only continent that sits in the northern, southern, eastern, and western hemispheres. 16. 3 countries are entirely surrounded by another country. Lesotho is landlocked within South Africa, while San Marino and Vatican City are completely surrounded by Italy. 17. There are over 7,600 islands in the Philippines. Recent studies discovered hundreds more islands in the Philippine archipelago, increasing the official count to 7,641. 18. Istanbul sits on 2 continents. It's the only major city in the world that straddles both Europe and Asia. 19. Yellowstone sits on a supervolcano. Beneath Yellowstone National Park lies a massive supervolcano capable of an eruption 1,000 times more powerful than Mount St. Helens. 20. Los Angeles and San Francisco will be neighbors. The San Andreas Fault is shifting Los Angeles northward. In 15 million years, it will be next to San Francisco. 21. The deepest place on Earth is the Mariana Trench. The Challenger Deep in the Pacific Ocean reaches nearly 36,000 feet below sea level, deeper than Mount Everest is tall. 22. Damascus is the world's oldest continuously inhabited city. It has been lived in for over 11,000 years, making it the oldest inhabited city in the world. 23. Kentucky has the world's largest cave system. Mammoth Cave in Kentucky stretches over 400 miles, with more caves yet to be explored. 24. The Great Barrier Reef has a heart-shaped island. A reef in the shape of a heart is part of the world's largest coral reef system, best seen from above. 25. Bangkok has the world's longest city name. The full name of Bangkok is 163 letters long, but locals simply call it Krung Thep. 26. Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined. With over 31,000 lakes, Canada holds the record for the most freshwater lakes of any country. 27. Only 10% of the world's population lives in the southern hemisphere. Despite its vast landmass, most of the Earth's population is concentrated in the northern hemisphere. 28. The Empire State Building has its own zip code. Due to the high volume of mail, some NYC skyscrapers have their own zip codes, including the Empire State Building. 29. The Amazon rainforest produces 20% of the world's oxygen. Often called the lungs of the earth, the Amazon rainforest plays a crucial role in global oxygen production. 30. Antarctica is the driest, windiest, and coldest continent. Despite being covered in ice, Antarctica is technically the largest desert in the world due to its extreme dryness. Earth is full of surprises, from shrinking oceans to growing islands and mountains hidden beneath the sea. But this is just the beginning. Our planet is constantly changing, revealing new secrets and astonishing facts waiting to be discovered. Which fact amazed you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you love exploring the wonders of the world, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an adventure. Join us on Brothers Explore as we uncover more mind-blowing discoveries. See you in the next journey.